My name's Rourke and we're here at the Coventry Transport Museum in the Move and Play exhibition. Move and Play is an immersive exhibition with 19 activities and it's from Eureka Overseas Productions. It's been to countries like Singapore and Bangkok and amongst other countries we're one of the first in the UK to host it. So Move and Play is all about how movement and science can work together for fun. So today we're going to be having a live stream with a local residents care home, Avalon Court, and also a local primary school, Finham, who'll be experiencing the exhibition together. So what we'd like to do now is do a walk around of the exhibition, tell you about the activities that we've got, and then speak to some of the people enjoying the exhibition and get their thoughts. So if you follow me, we'll have a little wander around. So as you enter the exhibition, the first activity which you'll come to is the Your Dimensions. Now Your Dimensions shows you exactly how big your arms and the width of your legs are by spreading them out in front of the stand. So you'll move these two pieces when you stand in front like this. The idea of this is for collaborative fun, so you can compare your size to that of your friends and family. As you can see, I haven't got the longest arms on the planet, but you could come in and beat the record. So moving on from this, our second activity is a thermal camera. Now the thermal camera, as you can imagine, is a really fun activity as it shows you the temperature in your body. So it's really fun if you look at your thermal camera before you do the activities and then once you leave the exhibition, because it should technically, if you've played hard enough, get hotter from the activities you've been doing. So if we have a look now, you can see as I stand in front, if this does appear on the camera, that I'm very hot around my shoulders and my arms, but I'm still quite cool around my waist area. We'll have to see if my body warms up as we go through the exhibition. So we're moving on now to nostalgic tennis. Nostalgic tennis, for those of you who may have seen this in the past, is quite a retro game that many of you will be familiar with from your childhood. So here we've got some children who are having a go on nostalgic tennis. So the mats which you can see on the floor in the blue colour, they can identify if someone stood on them. So as you can see by this boy here on the mat, he has to move from side to side to try and catch the ball. So you can play this as a 2 or as a 4. So I think now's a good time to maybe speak to some of the children and see what they think about it, if we can interrupt the game. Hello there. Are we alright to have a quick chat about the game?
Sure.
So, have you played this game before anywhere, nostalgic tennis?
No.
No, and do you think it's fun?
Yeah, it's a fun game.
It's a fun game. So, who's winning in the game?
Aryan over there.
And why do you think Aryan's winning?
Because he's scored most of the points and he's dodged most of them.
So, do you think you need to be really fast in order to win?
Yeah.
So, are we alright to watch you play for a second? Are you going to see if you can catch it?
Yeah.
Right, so you should see now, as they move along the mat, it moves the bar at the bottom, so as you play each other. So it's lots of fun. Now I think if we wander around to this side, you'll be able to see our next activity, which is Goalie or Not. Now, Goalie or Not is a virtual goalkeeping game where you have to try and catch the ball by standing in the goal. So if you bear with me and follow me around here. Oh, actually, I think quickly, if we pan this direction, change of events, at the Circus Game, we've got some residents and some students from the local school which are playing together. So in the Circus Game, you have to stand on the mat to try and catch the falling fruit. So you can see here that by holding hands and moving together, they can experience it together and try to win. So it really is something which both the care home residents and the children are having great fun with. Should we go over and catch their thoughts? Hello. Hello. So I thought it'd be really great to see what you thought of playing that game. So could you answer for me? Did you have fun?
Yes.
And what was your favourite thing about it?
It was like helping these ladies and making them interactive.
And having interactive fun. And what did you think about doing the exhibition?
Incredible.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Good. And do you think it's something which you can enjoy both sort of by moving around a lot, or do you think it's something you can enjoy by sort of without having to do too much effort?
Bit of both there, yes.
Bit of both?
Yes.
That's what we like. So it's lots of movement.
Yes.
Brilliant. So what did you think about it?
Very good.
Really good? Great, perfect. So I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the activities and we'll catch up with you in a bit.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, if we move over to Team Stump, I think we've got here someone who would like to show us how you play it. So could you tell me your name?
Obey?
And have you played Team Stump already this morning?
No.
No. Do you think you know what you have to do?
Yes.
Could you explain it to me?
So I think you have to do like you're a big person and with a team and you just like stomp on people.
Are you ready to have a go?
Yeah.
I'm going to
You
watch.
actually have to run.
Are you ready? So as you can see, by stomping on the board, it showcases who's going to win the race fastest. So you can do this either on your own or you can do it in a pair. So you did that in, let's have a look, 13 seconds it took you to do 100 metres. Do you think you could do that in real life?
No.
No? Perfect. Well, thank you for that. And do you want to have another go to see if you can beat your record? Right. Let's watch then and see. Oh. Oh, we're good to go. Oh. Oh. Not quite that time. I think we were just half a second slower than last time. Right, thank you for that. Do you think that's a fun game? So we'll come back to you in a little bit and leave you to practice and see if you can beat it, all right? So, if we wander round to this activity, round here, this is my personal favourite activity, which is how much do you weigh? So, by standing on here, it tells you what animal you weigh the same as. So, as you can see, we've got two people on it here, and they weigh the same as, a chimpanzee. Now, if I get on there with you, should we see how much we weigh the same as a 3?
Yeah.
Oh, a dolphin. So I'm the difference between a chimpanzee and a dolphin.
Dolphins are like 1,000 times heavier.
They are. Does that mean I'm 1,000 times heavier than both of you?
Yeah. Sort of.
Thank you. I agree. So we're going to wander around and then we'll catch up with you both in a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I think if we go over here, we've got air football. So for air football, what you need to do is bounce on the stool as fast as you can in order to get the ball to go from your area and not get in your goalpost. So it's very similar to table football, apart from for this, you need to bounce. So as you can see, we've got some children from the school, a member of museum staff, and some of the residents which are enjoying this. So I think we should probably ask if they think it's a fun game. Oh. So how are you finding this?
Exhausting.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you think it's more fun than table football?
No.
So who's winning at the moment?
Who's winning? I've not a clue. I'm too breathless.
Too much of a workout, I think. Right, I think now, if we take a little wander round to over here, we've got another of our activities, which is disco donuts. So this is very similar to a dance mat, but instead of it being an actual dance mat, it's in a wheelchair. So you start in the middle of the activity, and you have to wheel to get to the correct colour on the floor. So as you can see, we've got 3 children taking part in this activity. So if we watch them for a second and see how quick they can do it, I think the quicker that you capture the colour, the quicker it speeds up. Oh. Hello. So how are you finding this?
Finding it really good because
it's really good for your direction because you are seeing which different colours and you're seeing what direction you need to go in.
Brilliant. And how are you finding it?
So I haven't had a go yet.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering if I could have a go because I could help him.
Yeah, of course you can have a go. So do you think this is the sort of game where you have to play together in order to win?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think it gets quicker the faster you do it?
Yeah.
So are you going to have a go and see if you can do it as fast as possible? Do you want to swap over just so you can have a go at maybe pushing it? Right, so we've got to see now if the faster you do it, it speeds up. Oh, so you can see it really is about the navigation. And then, so I think it's stopped. So I think it's loading a new game now. Yeah. Oh, perfect. So we'll come back to you in a moment, but is it lots of fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, it started. Right. We'll give it a moment and wait for you to start. So as you can see down here, you've got the colours which will rotate around it. And this really is not only for showing the activity and how much fun it is for coordination, but it's also about making the exhibition as accessible as it can be for everybody. So if you do come to the exhibition and you're in a wheelchair, there is lots and lots of things which you can do, Disco Donut being just one of them. But it really is about showcasing as well how it is when you're in a wheelchair and how navigation and how you have to sort of direct yourself. And so as you can see here, this little girl's now decided to do it on her own, and she's actually probably doing it quicker than she did when she was in a pair. So I think now that we've mastered this, we should move on to our next activity. So here we've got a tightrope exercise. Now this is my personal favourite because although it's not perhaps the most digital of the activities, it really is one which tries to get you focused on your balance. So as you can see here, let's see if you can do it. Here we go. So it looks like it's very simple, but it's actually really quite difficult to do. So I've had a go. I mean, I might have a go after this little boy's finished on it. So, nearly the whole way across. So am I okay to have a quick go? So how do I get my balance on it? So if I spread my arms, my balance should be better. Oh, right, I'll have a quick go. Right, so I'll put my arms out and we'll see how I get on. Oh, I'm not quite as good as both of you. So can you have a quick go for me and see if you can get across? Oh. So to add to the experience as well, it showcases that it's over a skyscraper. So it's really for those people who are scared of heights as well. It really is an exhilarating experience. So I think we'll leave these two to perfect their balance and we'll move on to our next activity. So you can see here that we've got a skipping rope exercise. Now for this exercise, it's very typical to what you do with a normal skipping rope, but it's automated. So you can see that you have to really be very fast in order to keep up with it. If you do hit the rope, it automatically stops, so you have to start again. But with this, it's really about seeing how long you can do it for. And I can tell you now that I didn't last very long. So I think if we move around here, I'll do a quick overview of Sailing by Shouts. So for Sailing by Shouts, it's a game where you have to turn a crank clockwise as well as steering the boat. You have to shout into the horn to generate wind in order to move the boat. And then also you have to pump water out gathered in the boat by turning the handle that's on the right. So as you can see here, you really do need 3 people in order to do this successfully. So it's really about showing teamwork and how by working together you can achieve something. So the point is reaching the end of the icy lake. And you can see here by shouting that you're actually generating enough wind in order to get through to the next stage. Ooh. Now the good thing in that scenario is if you've got someone with you who can turn the crank for you, then you can actually get further round the course. So it really does showcase that having teamwork really can work together to achieve something great. So, I think if we move on to precision throw, which is our next activity. Now, this is my favourite activity, probably second after the tightrope, for the sheer fact that I love trying to think that I'm really great with my precision throwing, and I'm really not. But we'll give it a go anyway. So, I think first of all, if we just see what you do, so you've got a light board at the back and it counts down from 60 seconds as to how quick you're actually throwing the beanbags and hitting the targets. Now, it's not all about just getting it in the hole. You actually have to try to hit it with some quite force in order to get the light to go out. So you can see here that although some of the bags are actually going in, until you really hit that backboard quite hard, you won't get the light to go off. So that is really about improving your precision. So I think if we move on to one of our other activities, which is how hard you can kick, which is one of our visitors' favourites, we'll take a wander over here if that's okay. So for this activity, what you need to do is kick the ball as hard as you can in order to see how hard you actually kick. So, can I have your name?
There.
There. So, how hard have you kicked so far?
Kind of hard.
Kind of hard. And what about you?
61.
61. Are you going to have another go for me and see if you can beat it? Oh, so here we go. Oh, 58 I think it was. So I think we're going to watch now and see if you can beat the score. So if you've got a competitive streak in the family or your group, this really is one of the best activities to do. Oh, 45, that's not far off. So it's really, really fun if you're looking to try and do something really competitively. So is it okay if I have a go? So I'll give it a go, but I'll probably get lower. Oh, I've been beaten to it. Right, we'll give it a go. Oh, 61. So we're at the same. So we're actually at the same. So do you think you can do one more go and see if you can beat me?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do 2 more goes and see who gets the highest. Oh, 57, so we're not far off. And we've got 1 more go on here, and then we'll move over to our next activity. Oh, 57. Did the same, 57, brilliant. Right, so if we move over to our next activity. So for this activity, you've got a beach ball which is levitating by an air pump underneath. And what you need to try and do is hit it through the hula hoop. So it looks like it's quite simple, but I don't think it actually is. Hello, what's your name?
Orion.
And can you tell me, do you think this is easy to do or quite hard to get in the hoop?
Really hard.
Really hard?
Impossible.
Impossible?
Yeah.
And why do you think it's impossible?
Because you need to make it go really high, and then you have to hit it as hard as you can so that it goes through the hoop.
Oh, okay. So do you think it's because of the air slightly moves it and that's why it's hard to get the aim?
Yeah.
So do you want to have a go for me and see if you can get it through the hoop? I thought you said it was impossible.
I didn't know how I did it because I kept on doing it underarm, but then I tried overarm.
So do you think by actually trying different techniques you can actually perfect what you do and then you can get it through the hoop?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, so I'll leave you to see if you can do that again now. Right, so I think now we'll move on to our accuracy kick activity. So for this activity, what you need to do is try to hit the sensor to prove how accurate you can actually aim. So it's quite similar to the hula hoop activity we were just at, with the main difference being that this is with a football and it's less around air and how that impacts, and it's actually around how you can impact on it yourself. So if we go over here, I think we've got a few people who are having a go. Right, so if we watch for a second. Hey! Oh, so I think we've got Audrey now who's going to have a quick go. Oh, nearly. So I'm probably just going to quickly ask, so how are you finding this activity?
It's very good. It's a good physical activity for the residents to enjoy, and also all the interaction with the children is fantastic. So we're having a fantastic time, thank you.
Brilliant, fantastic. So what sort of skills do you think are involved with trying to do this activity?
Coordination,
Yep.
teamwork,
Yep.
and especially we were just having a go over on that game, the visual game, and there was a lot of teamwork there as well, which the residents really enjoyed doing, so that was lovely.
No, fantastic. So I think we'll probably leave you to have a go and we'll watch from the sidelines to see if you can get it in the box, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So I think we're going to have another go here to see if they can get it into the square. So predominantly this activity is meant for kicking, but you can actually see that it's not just kicking the ball that you can achieve to have fun with the activity. You can actually throw it, and there's lots of ways that you can suit all abilities and sort of what you would think is fun. So let's watch one more. Oh, very nearly. And I think now, if we move round to the goalkeeper game, that brings us to our last activity. So if we wander over, oh, and we've got a hula hoop actually. Oh. So yeah, one of the more traditional activities we've got in the exhibition is a hula hoop game. So on here, you have to see how long you can keep it up for. And that was a lot more impressive than I could do. Oh. And so what's the longest that you've been able to do the hula hoop for?
So, probably about 2 minutes.
2 minutes? That's amazing. And what skills do you think you use to keep the hula hoop up?
Your waist, because you have to move your waist about so your hula hoop doesn't drop to the floor.
Brilliant. So it's all about precision and knowing how to move your body to keep it up.
Yeah.
And do you think it's lots of fun?
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed the exhibition so far?
Yeah.
And do you know what your favourite activity is?
My favourite activity is the wheelchair,
Do you know why it's your favourite?
because it's really fun, because it's a bit like you have to move directions. It's really fun that you can go really fast in circles.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you for that. And we'll catch up with you again in a little bit if that's okay. Thank you. See you later. So now we're moving on to our goalkeeper activity. So the goalkeeper activity is a virtual goalkeeper. So you stand in a green screen box where a goal is projected behind you, and you have to try and catch the ball as you can see it on screen. So if you look on screen now, you can see that the team players can actually see the footballs, and it's about trying to stop it from going in the net. And as you can see, it's very much, we're preparing for the next World Cup by the looks of it, because they're doing really well with 21. So what's your highest score so far?
21.
21? And do you think you could beat that if you have another go?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave you to have another go then. So you can do this as one person in the goal, or you can do it as a group activity. The good thing about a group activity, I suppose, is you've got a lot more chance of making sure it doesn't go in the net. So as you can see, at the moment they've saved 7, and there's a clock on the side which tells you how long you've got left. So this again is about showing movement and coordination, but it's also for people who've got an interest in football and sports, and how they can enjoy it as well. And it links really nicely with UK City of Sport, which Coventry holds the title of at the moment. So we're nearing the end. We'll see if they can beat it. Oh, nearly there. 15, got 6 to go. 5. Oh, 17. Not quite, but was it lots of fun?
Yeah.
And what's all of your favourite activities that are in the exhibition?
This one and the jumping rope. The jumping rope. That one.
The wheelchair is my favourite.
The wheelchair.
And why is the wheelchair your favourite?
Because
because sometimes people can push you on it.
I like that one. That one's one of the most
So
funny.
do you think the games that are really fun are the ones that you can play together?
I like all of them. I like all of them the best. Yeah.
And so do you think it's really fun if you play it together, or do you think it's more fun if you play it on your own or a mix?
Together.
Together.
Value this week is teamwork.
That's what we like. Teamwork's really good. Right, so we'll leave you to carry on playing. Thank you very much. So I think that brings us now to the end of the live stream. So I'd like to thank you all for joining us. I'd like to thank Finham Primary School and Avalon Care Home for bringing the residents and the students down today to experience the exhibition. We hope that you've had as much fun as they have had with the exhibition, and we're open until November, so please do come and join us. And thank you for watching today.